So I think it was on Monday. Anyway, you guys will not understand. That's some days ago at night. Monday night, I needed to drive out. That was very late at night, around 9 or 10 p.m. Not so much late anyway. But at least I drove out for something. And on my way back, I got to a junction and there was a checkpoint there. And behold, there was this red Peugeot 404 in front of me. My headlight were just, blasting on the entire vehicle. And I was like, wow. I couldn't help but appreciate the vehicle. When I mean it was actually a Peugeot 404 saloon or sedan. Not because I've never seen a Peugeot 404 recently, but that one was very clean. Even at night, you could still see every shape. 404 has one kind of square shape, very straight cut. So I was just looking at it, everything say appear intact, no sign of accident or anything was in shape, and the interesting thing was the windows were all up. We are all wound up, and I could see two men in front of the vehicle. Two, not no women or children or anything. Just two men. That's the driver and whoever that was sitting on the right side, front right seat. And from every indication, they were running the AC in the vehicle. I was like, not bad. I kind of, you know, even though eventually by the time we got to the check where the police mounted, they were doing the checkpoint. He had already drove off. So, but I could still, continue to gaze at the vehicle as it was, fading into the darkness. And by the time I drove off, I just started to give certain thoughts, about my own classic car, which is this one you are looking on the screen. You know, it gave me a lot of, in fact, it inspired me to start thinking differently or something else. Because those guys, whoever that was behind that steering wheel or whoever that owned that vehicle, in fact, from the way they were sitting there, I could tell that one of them owned the car. You know, the person looked very comfortable and it didn't look like I can't afford this car. That sort of thing. He just sat in the car, you know, as in that was a good thing. Honestly, there are some things you see in life, you'll be like, all this modern life, modernity, you see them as just sometimes too feminine. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Because when men want to be men, they just drop all these, trying to show the world, you just drop them, and actually, you find things very, very, uh, not simple. How do I say it? Not simple. But there are some things that you see that it explores masculinity all over it. Because yeah, I bet you there's no woman that will want to own such a vehicle. Am I right? Just tell me. I mean, I don't think there's any woman you meet in this physical life that will tell you, "Oh, I will buy a car produced in 1940 and keep it in good shape until this very moment, which is 2020." A car produced in 1940 and kept it, like I said, in good condition, like it's, I won't say brand new, but it was still intact. As in nothing, the car was moving with AC, everything. I don't think that no woman, no matter how rich the person is, will always be looking out for flashy things that are newer. So but when I saw this, it's not like, because for that man to have that kind of car and kept it in that condition, everything running, even with AC running and all that, it means he could also afford to probably have other cars. What I'm saying, he could afford to buy two or whatever modern cars But you still have that one, which means you could also have others. But this time, particular time, it was like, no, this is for me. This is for men. He drove out with a fellow man. So I was just, stand there and say, these are the kind of people I like to, to co-create with, you know, hang out with once in a while. People that every once in a while just drop all this bullshit. People are so, I don't know, tasty of. If you don't have this modern thing, it means something is wrong with you. Anyway, like I said, as I was thinking that, I realized um that the two definition of classic, or not just definition, the two, what really makes a car classic is not all these jingles, electronics, and I mean, look at even the word classic. It means something old but has a lot of value. A very old something that has so much value. Though there could be other definition or way of defining classic, but I'm talking about when it comes to cars. People who are into cars understand what I mean. When you say a classic car, you're talking about something that is very old, produced probably like 20, 30, 40, 50, or maybe more than 100 years ago. So you're not talking about all these electronics and jingles and the toys in the vehicle. So I now realize that in my own case, yes, my 505 can be regarded as classic because I try to keep it in a good shape, say almost the same shape it were from brand new. No paint. You can this as you're looking at the screen, I've not repainted the car, it has been like this. Well, you can see the paint has started fading. I will come to that. But you can see no scratch, no accident, nothing. From brand new. So I kind of thinking, hmm, um mine is running with, or is being electronically controlled because it's V6. Though there was a V6 in 504 that had manual, or that was manually being controlled. That's it had a carburetor engine, but mine is controlled electronically. It has a fuel injection system, so it's electronically controlled. So I was not thinking, if truly I want to keep this car and maintain it as classic car, I don't think running it with this electronics is going to help it, because it means in the next 50 years, I may not be able to keep up with the system, no matter how much I try to, because eventually they will wear out. Even right now, like I've done one or two videos on how I struggle to get just a starter motor. Because of that, I had to park the car. Like you can see here, this car has been parked almost over a year now. Going to 2 years, I've not driven this car. Not that I do start the car, even while, as it's sitting there, I'll start it, running, but didn't move it, you know. Because when the starter failed, I was nowhere to be found. I couldn't find a match. I tried to repair it. It couldn't work. In fact, it became worse. I could go on and on. In fact, at the point they found one somewhere, is in Lagos or Onitsha, they bought it. It was even worse than mine until I left the car. I just abandoned it before I know it, 1 year passed. And I was like, okay, let me do something about it. Eventually, it took about 3 months to find one online. Got it at a very high price. Started the vehicle. It started, only for me to start seeing other faults that were not there before I parked the car. The water pump failed. Immediately, it started making horrible noise. The clutch pedal went flat, very flat. It was no longer pumping anything. It was just flat on the floor. I was like, wow, this is another case to not to deal with. Now, that was last year. To look for get the water pump now is another issue. Spent almost 3 4 months looking for how to find it. At a point, I gave it to somebody to see if he can repair it, because what actually failed there was the bearing inside the water pump, not necessarily the water pump that is leaking or something is broken there. No, it's still pumping, it's still spinning and everything, but the bearing has failed. So meaning it's just a question of time. If I intend to use the car, it could fail the next day. So which means it doesn't make any sense. So I left the car again. After the what made me to park the car for over a year has been fixed, only have another problem to come up. I did everything I could, and eventually, sometime 2 weeks ago or so, I fixed the clutch pedal that was flat. It was just air that was in the system. I don't know how it got in there, but I used the opportunity and changed the kit on the master clutch cylinder. So change the kit and bleeded it, which was a I would say a nightmare, but it was a pain in the ass to bleed. Trust me. Eventually, it worked out. If I even had to engage another mechanic, we did it together, and we started working. Now to start the vehicle, the car refused to start. The fuel, the spark plugs was producing spark, everything, but the fuel injectors were not spraying. I don't know, which shows there's a problem on the wires. Somewhere, probably a rat or something has eaten. I don't fucking know. But I know that when you spray in fuel in the throttle body or spraying carburetor cleaner, the car will start immediately. That's as you're cranking immediately to start. But as soon as the fuel you spray in finishes, it goes off. You know, I just started wondering. I mean, I left it again. I just like, come on, just stay there. Let me have my peace. When this now happened, I started thinking, after I've seen that for I started thinking, I mean, what's the point? Even though the engine is intact, everything is intact, but to use it truly, you know, it's not like, it doesn't make sense to me anymore, whereby I will use a car whenever a part failed, because the parts are not available in Nigeria anymore. It means I have to pack the car for months or even close to a year or even more before I could get the part. And while you are fixing the part, you find out that other parts too have failed because of the pack you did to the vehicle. Because you packed the vehicle for longer than you should. More problems came up that shouldn't have. So I realized that, I mean, if I really want to use this car truly as a classic car, I may have to downgrade the engine. Trust me, I don't feel so much happy about it, but I'm excited in one way or the other. Because I said, okay, let me just put logic here. Of course, my feelings, our emotions at that time was, okay, why can't you just get another 505? Probably with the ones the engine parts are available, and leave this one for now. Since you love the car so much, maybe eventually you'll figure it out and fix everything once and for all. But my logic was like, I don't think I would like to have two 505s, because I have other cars too that are already on the list of Peugeot cars to add, that I'm already working towards to seriously to get them. So um, I don't think getting another 505 is what I really want. You know. So I now started thinking, I had to think backward. I just thought of back in the days when I used to drive Peugeot 404, 504 and 505 with carburetor engine. And I realized I'm actually missing those days, because I truly enjoyed them when I was, the ownership, or when I was using those vehicles, because they were fuel carburetor engines, very simple. These are, if I would say, dependable cars. That time, all I need to, if the car sputters or cough or just do something you don't understand, all you need to do is you pull out the carburetor, you just get fuel. That time, we are not using carburetor cleaner then. But now it's very easy. Now you can just buy it and flush it. You just get on fuel, spray inside it, clean some jet, put it back. That's all. In fact, that time you spend nothing less than 500 naira. The car comes back alive. You don't have any problem with sensor this. You don't have anything with ECU. You don't have anything with wire this or wire that, or what has done this or not. Nothing. All you need is just go to carburetor, turn this, turn that, do this. The car comes back alive. I started missing those days. As in, it's not like, as in, it was fun being able to fix something. I still do it, of course, even the electronic ones, but these days, I do it with the assistance of gadgets and all that. So it's not like everything is coming from, from inside me. That is the knowledge is everything is packed up in the head. I get the assistance from some of the gadgets on the, but back then, that's why I'm coming from again, masculinity. You see that you feel so satisfied that you're able to fix this thing all by yourself. Because everything is mechanical, no electronics, nothing. The only wire you will see there is the one that goes to temperature, coolant temperature gauge, coolant temperature switch, the one that goes to alternator, and the one that goes to starter motor, then the one that goes to distributor. That is the only wire you will see from engine bay that comes out that comes out from the cabin to the engine bay. The rest is just okay. One goes to the distributor. Then from the distributor, there is a extension cable from distributor. From ignition coil. Then from ignition coil, extension cable to distributor. From the distributor cab, then you have about four extension cable that goes to the spark plug. These are just, it's not like, they're just basic and simple things. So you don't really need to crack your head to know, oh, what is making this car to start, because it's just basic. Everything is mechanical. So I really miss those days, and I realized that, okay, it's not something that I actually want to do to downgrade, because honestly, I enjoy the powerful lions that I have. So, and taking one down, reducing the power is not something I enjoy. But like I said, when you apply emotion, your feelings with logic, you find out that your feelings may be telling you, oh, more power, more power, more power, I love it, this and that. But your logic will be like, but you can't be able to use that power, because right now, reality is no longer making it possible. And what is that reality? I can no longer use the vehicle the way I want it, because the parts are no longer available. Even outside Nigeria, it's going into extinct. So how do I be, and how do you expect the car to stay serve you for maybe the next 10 years, when even right now you can't even get the parts anymore to work on the vehicle, or to get the car to start every night? So even if I succeed in getting the water pump and get the car back on the road, it means I won't be comfortable to travel with the vehicle, knowing that if anything happens on the road or outside Abuja, how do I get the car to continue into the journey when there is no pass anywhere I can get it? So it became something I wasn't. I was like, I just had to do something, and I apply my part of risk resistance. And my part of risk resistance is I have to choose between two excitements. One excitement is I love this V6 engine there, but it makes me sad that I no longer enjoy the way I want it. But the other excitement is I'm missing the day how I used to fix those carburetor engines back then when I was using Peugeot 504 GL and 505 GL. So even though they don't have power as much as the modern cars have now, modern Peugeot cars have, but I think I was enjoying it. Even right now, I will still enjoy it. At least the power was about 100 HP. So 100 HP on the 505 to me is very okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be win race anyway. So that I'm following my second sentiment, which give me more ease, and that is to put a carburetor engine in this vehicle. That is where I'm coming from. In fact, that's the purpose of this video, which is why I decided to title this video my recent thoughts on my Peugeot 505 V6. So I decided to do some research, you know. So I called a lot of people that I know, even down there in the eastern part of Nigeria, in Abuja, people I know that sell Peugeot parts of these models, like the Peugeot 504, Peugeot 404, and Peugeot 505 parts. I know them because I still have the vehicle, so I do call them, even though the only thing is they have all the parts of all these Peugeot 504 and 505, but when it comes to mine, the engine parts they don't have, because they did not produce this vehicle with that engine in Nigeria. They only produce with the carburetor engine. So I started making inquiries, and I was amazed because I realized that because of course, like I said, my interest to for this to use this vehicle the way I want it is to put carburetor engine which is SN1A, that is 2.0 liter Peugeot engine, which you find like the one that common 505 known as Evolution. That's the engine I'm talking about, SN1A engine. So I said, okay, let me look at it the other way. And I don't find out that Pan actually sold they actually had the brand new engines until sometime late last year, I think. And they now sold off all the engines to people who are interested. They just wanted to clear their warehouse with from all these older Peugeot parts. So, and I said, okay, maybe I missed that one because personally I would have wanted to buy a new engine for this instead than buying a second-hand engine. But I was okay because it was obvious I could no longer get a fully used engine, that SN1A engine you find in that for your 505, like the SR, GR, or Evolution. So I said that maybe I could try rebuilding. I buy a used one and then rebuild because I am the kind of person that when I'm doing a conversion, I'm not doing it to mess up the car. Before I'm doing it for the vehicle to even be better than it was before after the conversion or before the conversion. So I know some people will say, "I just buy a second-hand engine and put." No, I want it the engine. If I'm removing this V6 engine that is stay intact, almost like I won't say new, but it runs perfectly well. Then any other engine I put it back must also run as good as this one or even better than this, even though it may not have same power with this particular one I'm reviewing, but at least must run efficiently and very, very well, so that it won't look like you are now downgraded, that you are going back instead of going up. Let it be only power that will lose, not like the car will now turn to jalopy, you know. So I said, okay, it will make sense. I can buy a used engine, which in this case a Nigerian used engine, and then rebuild it. After all, it's going to be a project. It's not like I'll just book mount it. No, just rebuild it before I even start the vehicle or mount it in the vehicle to start with. So I started making inquiries and I found out that even the crankshaft of that engine that I'm talking about, SN1A, the 2.0 liter carburetor engine, mostly used in Peugeot 505 back in the days, the new crankshaft is available and affordable. I'm talking about OEM, original new one. I'm not talking about China or anything. Original, the one that Peugeot used, put when they were producing the engine back in those days. The new one is still available, and luckily, told me it's about 35,000. In fact, what happened was Pan Nigeria cleared their warehouse, so they sold everything off. So the person that got it, was there. Nobody is ready to buy. So I thought he said, well, he's selling it just to me, almost like to just get rid of the part if I'm interested. So what I'm saying is, don't call me tomorrow and say, oh, give me the person contact, and you go there and he tells you a different price. You say, why am I? He is selling it because of me. That's my relationship with me. So the price may differ if you go to him. That's my point. But if you find it elsewhere. So I said, okay, not bad. 35,000 for a brand new crankshaft. Oof, not too bad. So I started making a okay, what are the other part? Because the engine has a sleeve or what you call piston liners and also has piston. So they say, yeah, if they are available, both the sleeve, piston, and the rings, the original ones are available. Though they've given me prices of, there's one I found, but I don't think that's the main original one because the person also told me, but that is okay, but not really the real original. They said they like the pistons like 2,000 each, which make it 8,000 naira. The sleeve 2,000 each, which make it 8,000. Then the rings, according to the original, whatever, 10,000, so everything like 28,000. I said, not bad. But I say want that original. I don't care about the cost. So I say making my inquiries to know that. A few other things. And I also found out that every part in that engine, I'm talking about from the head to the top, are available. Brand new. As in very much available. It's not like, oh, this one. Very much available. The oil pump is available. The the timing chain is available. What's it called? Timing chain tensioner. Water pump is available, new one. Valves, sails, fuel pump, because you use mechanical pump. That's another good thing. Is you don't have to worry about all this electric pump they put in the fuel tank. It's mechanical pump attached on the engine itself. See, it's very simple technology, which I personally enjoy working on back in those days. This is you. This is, you are just exploring your masculinity on this machine. You figure it out, you fix it, do it this way, it doesn't work, do it this way, eventually you get it right. And you feel that inner satisfaction. Without even, talking to anybody about it, you don't feel like, yes, you have achieved this. This is your making. You turn the ignition switch, turn it to start position, you can't pour into life. You smile. Stuff like that. I know some people may feel that what I'm saying is awkward. Well, I don't blame a lot of men now, because most men now have been programmed to feel like women or behave like women. So talk about some of these things, they feel this person is wasting his time. It's all need to go and look for a new worker, so that you don't have to lift any finger, you don't have to grease your hand. Men these days, they don't even want anything to touch their hand. They want their hand to always look like female ones, if possible. Even apply lipstick or what they call, whatever, on their fingers, so that they always stay very neat. Well, that's the society I find myself in. So everything is new, available, new, very available. So I started thinking it makes sense that I can actually take this up as a project and rebuild it to standard exactly the way I want it, for the engine to be like new. This is no longer like a second-hand engine. It's going to be like a new engine. The only thing that will be different is the engine block that will still be old, which of course I will even look at the engine block. If the one I bought with the engine is not even in that good condition, I will get rid of it, look for another one. Everything in that car has to be intact, like standard. So I've already done the cost. Of course, I have to change the gearbox, buy another 5-speed gearbox, 5-speed manual anyway, of course, for that will work with the engine, the 2.0 liter engine. I also need to change, but that will be a second hand, just get a good one. I also need to change the torque tube, because the V6 torque tube is longer than the 4-cylinder torque tube. I also need to change the propeller shaft. The propeller shaft is longer than that of, but all these ones are available very much and cheap. I'll get them used ones, they are there. And also we use this opportunity and change the rear differential, also known as rear axle. Put the LSD, that the limited slip differential, which comes with 505 GTI. So that's one of the things I plan to do. Just get them and put, I want to make the car even more pleasurable to drive. Yes, with a little bit slow power, but at least every other, I will gain in every other thing. I know it's a car that now, anytime, any place I want, I can just face the nose to any part of Nigeria or outside Nigeria, go wherever I want to go and come back, So yeah, it's going to cost. From mental list I've done and some of the things I've noted down, the cost of rebuilding the used engine to almost like a new engine, and buying few other parts to do the conversion, is going to cost me close to 500 to 600,000. In fact, the engine alone would consume close to 500,000. According to my own test. In fact, like the clutch kit, I'm not going to use a second-hand clutch kit. I'm going to buy a brand new value one, complete, the pressure plate, the friction plate, and what's it called? The Ladies Behind. The same way I'm doing, I bought for my 607 V6 that I'm also going to convert from automatic to manual. I had the option of buying a used one, but I said no. I have to buy, and when I bought the original one that cost about close to, was it 45 or 50,000 naira. So I don't joke with all these things. So that I know the car will serve me as if it's Tokumbo, a new car. Don't need to buy and some say, oh, let me manage it. The car will just be running like rickety, you know. Instead of, for example, the automatic gearbox in my 607 V6 is still running like new gearbox. So I can't afford to remove something that's working perfectly and now put a useless clutch kit that will make the car very, very uninteresting to drive. So I have to put it back so that it's supposed to serve me or be more fun to me to drive, not the other way around. So I'm just pointing this out, this is just thoughts that came to me and I've already put in action, trying to make, for example, I'm getting that crankshaft. That's the first thing I'm doing. I've already discussed, make the arrangement. So the crankshaft, I'm picking it up very soon. At least I'll keep it. However, the project was going to be, I'm not sure I'm going to do it this year because I have other projects already in mind to run this year. So probably that will be for 2021. Or I may still do it this year, but like I did in my 607, it took me close to 1 year to gather all the parts that I needed to convert it from automatic to manual, which I'm going to do very, very soon. As in very soon, you guys will hear from me on that. So I'm going to do the same thing, just gathering the parts small, getting them one after the other. I'll start with all those new parts that I need to rebuild the engine with, buying all those original, even the carburetor. The carburetor, for my discussion, they are still available, new one, but I decided I'm not going to put single barrel carburetor, I'm putting double barrel carburetor. Yes, I'm not buying all these single, those things that they don't bring out the raw power of that engine. I've used it when I was using the 504 GL. Originally, it came with double barrel carburetor, but when I took over the vehicle, it had single barrel carburetor. So the engine power wasn't really coming out that way until when I now eventually got a double barrel carburetor, which was given to me as a gift by my cousin. Then I put it, wow, even the fuel consumption dropped. Trust me, guys, the fuel consumption reduced. Probably the single barrel carburetor I was using back then in that car was faulty. So when I put this double barrel carburetor, and yeah, not only that the fuel consumption dropped, the more yeah, that's the power of the car became very massive. And once you touch the throttle, boom, honestly. So I've already decided. So they told me I could get it around 30 something, 35 to whatever. Just a minimum of 35,000 naira or something. New one, not talking about used one. So brand new one. So I'll make my choice depending on the quality. I always go for the best, even if it's more than that. I'll wait until I can afford that original. So I'll get those things and rebuild the engine. I'll first rebuild the engine. I'll actually buy the used engine, rebuild it, keep before I now get the other parts that I'll now need to do the conversion with. Like the radiator, I not change the radiator. The V6 radiator will serve for that 4 cylinder. And even the fan, I'm going to retain the electronic fan that I put there. That's the electric fan that I mounted behind the radiator. And there's another one in front of the AC condenser. So two of them will be cooling during the cooling of both the engine and the radiator. I don't want all that mechanical fan attached on the water pump. So I want it to run. The fan will come up at 90 degrees Celsius, then goes off after a minute of spin. And I'm also going to put thermostat. Though the thermostat, I know I won't get it in Nigeria, but I'll order it outside. It's very easy. It's easily available outside Nigeria. So that particular one may be the one I'll order outside. But every other parts are available here. So at least I'm very happy and excited that I've resolved to do that. Now, I know some people will say, but fuel carburetor consumes a lot of fuel. Now, let's look at this. I don't know how clear this is, but when you look at this thing now, this is from a Peugeot 505 user manual, 19, is it 81 or 83, something like that. Okay, so if you look at it, you see it's written passenger cars, official fuel consumption, miles per gallon, then liters per 100 kilometers. On the first side, on the left side of the table, the first left side table, you see the constant speed driving, 90 kilometers per hour, constant speed driving, 120 kilometers per hour. So you say GL and SR models. Then you see manual and automatic. Now, back then, that's in 1981. This GL and SR model had what's it called? 4-speed manual transmission, not 5-speed, 4-speed. So now look at the fuel consumption. In the city, when you drive there in the urban driving, in the city, you could see for the manual, it said 24 miles per gallon, or more like 25 miles per gallon when driven in the city, which is 11 liters per 100 kilometers, which to me is not bad. I'm telling you, compare it to even most of the modern cars, you even tell that there are some modern Peugeot cars now, not by the fault of the vehicle, but because of the state of the vehicle or the state at which the owner of the car left those cars. The car is now even consumed less than what you are seeing on this screen. Yeah, this is 1980. In fact, 1979 production, because the 505 production started in 1979, even though this manual is for 1981, but it's almost the same, you know. Then it's now said on highway, when you're not doing constant speed and you just maintain 90 kilometers per hour or 56 miles per gallon on that gear 4. Remember, this is gear 4, not even gear 5. So when you maintain that, you find out that the consumption will now go up to 30, almost 40 miles per gallon. Now look at it, guys. This is how many years ago? 1979. How many years ago? Yet Peugeot cars could actually consume fuel this low. Yes, I know 90 kilometers per hour is not really that much, but normally, see, anybody that really wants to get good fuel economy knows that he or she will not speed. You have to reduce the speed to gain that fuel economy. It doesn't matter how good, how new your vehicle is. If you start pushing your car very hard, the fuel consumption goes high, at least higher than it's supposed to consume. Okay, now look at the last on that table. It said constant speed. Let me zoom in so I understand what I'm talking about. It said constant speed driving 120 kilometers per hour and 75 miles per gallon. And when you are traveling, when you are doing long distance journey, and long distance journey, it's not necessarily time for fun drive. Like me, when I'm driving, like I'm doing a journey, long distance driving that will last for 6, 7, 8 hours. No, I don't do fun drive, so it's not like I'm going there to push the RPM to push the RPM to the less zone, or push the speedometer to the last figure there. No, you just maintain the normal distance. In that case, you don't care. Even if a motorcycle overtake you, you really don't care. It's not, you are not necessarily driving to reduce fuel consumption, but this job where you are going is very fast. So you are more like easy. Just going. When you get there, fine. Though once in a while you could push the car hard a little while, you just reduce your speed and continue driving slow, not slowly, but just normal. So in that case, 120 kilometers per hour is more like a standard speed anybody or people drive when they are going to journey. So, and it says at 120 kilometers per hour or 75 miles per hour, the 505 with that engine. Remember that GL and SR engine has this engine that I just told you guys about, that 2.0 liter SN1 or SN1A engine. Now it consumes 29 miles per gallon at 120 kilometers per hour, which to me is very, very fair. I know we are talking about cars produced more than 20 years ago or closer. How many years? Is it 30 or 40? I don't even want to count it. So if this car, this is gear 4, remember this is gear 4, can be this fuel economical at this 120 kilometers per hour. You find out that even me who actually enjoy, as in that high fuel consumption people may even be thinking of now, if I downgrade from fuel injection to carburetor, the car will consume more fuel. You see that I may not actually feel it. In fact, I'm already used to V6 cars, so fuel consumption is not even a problem to me. Not to think of, in this case, it's not even going to go lower than I used to drive. Because I know that my 505 V6 now, the average fuel consumption I usually get on highway is about 25 to 24 miles per gallon. That's when I don't even want to speed. I just want to drive normal, as it's written here. That's what I usually get, 24 to 25 miles per gallon. That's it, because it's 1986 production. So at that time, the fuel consumption has not become as efficient as you find in newer cars. Yet this one is giving 29 miles per gallon at this. I just want to point this out so that anybody who is also considering. Now I'm talking to. Remember, I said, guys, my videos here will always be about people, who really value their masculinity. It's mostly for men. If women want to watch, go ahead and watch. But talking about, there are some people who, when they look at 504s, look at when people advertise them for sale, they're like, oh, who is this bushman buying a car like that instead of buying the newer Peugeot cars, and you're buying these old cars? Ignore them. There will be a time in life you realize that there are certain things I mean, this, irrespective of you have a family, you have people you are that dependent on you, so, but still you have something you want to say, this is you. Of everything I have a responsibility of, but this particular one, no, this is something like something for me, specifically for me. Of course, if you have this kind of car, your wife will even want to go in. You prefer the newer one. So you feel that everybody will leave the car for you. So you will deal with it. If you want to travel, you won't be bothering about armed robbers, because when they see that kind of car, they will assume that this person will not have any money. If you get to a village, nobody will bother. They will assume that, oh, this person, why kidnap him when he drives this kind of car? Even though it may look very neat or new, but they assume that you don't have that kind of money. You know. So this car kind of gives you that peace of mind. And because the parts are very much available, even though it may not be everywhere, but something you can easily access at very good price. Yes, or not, it may not necessarily be originals anymore, but at least they are there. They can serve you until they fail. So it's something that'll give you peace of mind. Go anywhere I want to go and come back. And you can also be able to fix some of these things yourself, because it's no longer like, oh, you don't want to damage the ECU or what we call brain box, or you don't want to mess with the wire, or your electrician damage you, or the mess. No, there's no wire to worry about, no sensor to worry about, nothing. You just service your car, just buy a carburetor cleaner, service this thing. That's all. The car kicks and moves. So you can also buy your own 505 or your own 504. That's why I'm pointing this thing, so that you people will not feel I'm talking abstract. They are available there. You buy and rebuild and enjoy. Start doing some project in your life if you are the man. Every once in a while, I'm not saying make it everything. No, every once in a while, just bring out a project. Yes, it's going to cost. It's going to be time consuming and cost you some money. But these are the things that makes us who we are. You find somewhere to explore those energies. Apart from the one you do at work or your place of work or every other thing. You see, pull yourself and say, okay, this is you. Cut everybody out of it. Nobody, don't listen to anybody when it comes to that thing. I'm just giving you guys advice. You can choose to ignore it or that, but I mean, if you want to know how I go my own way, how I do my own things. This is it. I don't need anybody's opinion or decision or what. I'm just sharing it because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, okay, you are a monk, you are not married. What do you now do? What do you do?" Look at what I do. This is how I use my time. So until when I'm done in this life, I move on. Anything I like, I just focus on it and they focus. When I'm done with it, I look for something else. So even if you're a married man or you're into women or whatever, it doesn't mean you can also exercise some of these things, your masculinity in some of these ways. Find something. That's how I actually learned some of these things because back then my father would, once in a while, he would open his Peugeot 504 GA then and start doing one or two things. He will remove the distributor cap, he will start to clean the condenser. He will call me and my brother. We were still kids. We'll just be hanging around looking at what he was doing. He was teaching us how to be a man, pulling us through, not by chasing us away from the vehicle. Because these are manly things. We are connected to machine. These are manly things. You bring your sons. If you have a son, this is time for you to do it. You may not do it with the vehicles that have electronics and wires everywhere, which can mess up the vehicle. If he now start messing with those things. But these ones are pure mechanical. You won't have anything. Worst case scenario, the car won't start. You call your mechanic or you yourself will figure it out. Notice that, oh, he did something wrong. This is now. I mean, come on. I don't know how to explain this thing more. Except that, anyway, I'm living my monk life. I'm doing what I want to do. Whatever you think about it means nothing. But I'm very excited about this video. That's why I'm doing it. I'm very excited about the project as well. So it's probably by the next year or so, the car will no longer have that engine. You'll see me using it more often. And yes, the car, honestly, there was a day I was driving, was it my 406 V6 manual? I was driving and there was one 504 in front of me. Even though I wasn't pushing the car out, but I noticed that every stoplight, because it wasn't actually on highway, it was just inside the city, but every stoplight and he moves off. I've heard that before I even, okay, let me shift to the, he has already gone far. So I now consider that, I mean, is it the HP or the engine torque that is making this car to move this quick? So they actually do have power. All these old 5, just because most people have killed their engines, they now look as if they don't really have power. No, they do. Remember, their weight is about 1,200 kg compared to all these modern Lions that have up to 1,600, 1,700 kg. So the engine with that 107 horsepower that this engine have, about 100 and something, or maybe let's just say between 100 to 107 horsepower, and it has about 170, something engine torque, new meter torque. So it has some grunt. And good thing is even the engine torque is about 2,000 something, the maximum. So you get to enjoy that grunt the engine produce at low speed or at low RPM. So it's actually quick in its own way. So it's just that yes, if it's V6 or this thing, yeah, of course, it will now go beyond. It will be faster when you want to push it out. But on a normal this thing, you'll be surprised at how it will be overtaking some of these other modern cars because of I'm not here to talk about racing. But I'm saying you can also enjoy it. That is a quick car is in its own way. Okay, so I think that's this where I'll end this video and probably will do updates some other time. At least uh, I just want to share this, to encourage you guys, men, find things you do too for yourself. And I don't know, just find something, you be a man, figure out something, let other people inspire you to follow your own path. I'm not saying go and do exactly what I'm doing, but maybe it may not even be very in the vehicle. Maybe there's something else that interests you, but you always shying away from it because other people will say something negative or will condemn that, or your family may not like that or accept that or that. Because of that, you are missing out of that thing. And remember, guys, no matter how bad you think what I'm saying, going to say it is, guys, you're going to die one day. I know I don't use that word death because there is no death, but it's very clear. See, the day I became free was the day I realized something, what we call death. It let me. That was the day I became free, and I had no fear anymore. You are going to die one day. It could be this night. It could be tomorrow. It could be next year. It may even be the next moment. Well, question you're going to ask yourself is, have you lived the life you actually wanted to live? That you have the capacity or the ability to live. I'm not saying you do something you know you can't afford or you can't. No, I'm saying something you know you can afford to do. At least you can afford to start planning towards it. Have you done that, or are you doing something about it? Or are you not doing it because people will not like that, or people will talk about it, people will talk you down, people will criticize you? What happens if you have all those things, good things you would have wanted to do, only for you not to just go one day and you end up not doing all those things? Why then did you exist? You just existed just to be following what people are saying, doing something so that people will not say negative things about you, following every other person. And yet you have so many things that you interest you could have done, you could have achieved, you could have completed, you could have. Ah, guys, I'm living my own life and enjoying life. Meaning that even if I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I've actually lived what I wanted to live and I move on. You yourself, have you done that? Or are you still waiting for people that will condemn you if you do same? Alright, that's all for me.